Anyways, Micah, introduce yourself.
Yeah. I'm Micah. Micah Polk.
It's Micah Polk.
Yeah, what else do you want from me?
What do you do? What do you do?
Okay. Oh, right now. My name's Micah Polk. I'm in the U.S. Navy. And I'm also a part-time drummer for Harbor Church, Honolulu.
Part-time.
Not Honolulu, Waipahu.
Yeah, let's go. Get that
totally
correct.
screwed that up.
Man. Well, you are part-time at.
Well, technically, I'm still part-time there because I do fill in every once in a while.
You do fill in.
I'm mainly at Waipahu.
Yeah. So you came to us from the great country of Texas.
The great Texas, yes.
Yeah. What was it like growing up there?
In Texas, gosh, definitely warm in the summers. Grew up in a small town, so that was fun. What else what are we feeling?
Did you grow up in the church?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry.
So you're a good drummer. You're our only drummer, so I gotta compliment you as much as possible. Like, I have nothing to judge you against at our church. It's either you drum or you cajon, and you might guitar.
The same thing.
Yeah,
I do guitar.
you do guitar. Yeah. So Micah was our guitar player, our drummer, our everything. Not my everything. You're not my everything. You're not. That would be weird.
I'm on the list somewhere.
Yeah, you're
way down there.
You're my something. You're just not my everything.
Yeah.
So you came from Texas.
Yeah.
And how'd you find Harbor?
Oh, crazy story. Okay, so I got here during COVID in 2020, and hardly anything was open. Somehow they were still meeting. Maybe it was a little bit after like the big rush. Mm-hmm. I think towards the end of 2020. So it was weird. We were still wearing masks, and I visited downtown the Honolulu campus, and they didn't have a drummer, and it was like maybe a guitar player and two singers, and they were advertising on the screen, like, oh, we need a drummer. So that's not the question you asked.
No.
You asked how I found Harbor,
Yeah.
and it was because my mom. I was like, and I think I asked her if she knew any churches out here from anybody, and she was like, yeah, check this one out. I think like my pastor from back home, Pastor Brent, had checked it out maybe on vacation out here one time, and he enjoyed it. And I checked it out the first week, and I never visited another church.
Let's go.
So it was super easy. Totally.
That's how awesome our church is.
Yeah.
There's never been a person that visited our church and went to another church.
Never in the history of ever.
I've never lied. Yeah, so you come from Texas to Hawaii, and when did you start drumming?
Oh gosh, that's like such a gray area because I kind of want to count playing on my grandma's pots and pans as drumming because it kind of was, but I think like my first like drum set they bought from like a flea market in our town, and
We call that the swap meet in Hawaii.
oh yeah, the swap
The swap meet.
Yeah.
Not the swap meet. The swap meet.
I was maybe 5, like maybe, yeah. So
And then when do
Super
you start playing? So you grew up in the church though, right?
yeah.
So when do you start playing for the church, or when do you feel like you're good enough? Not good enough in a moral sense, but yeah, you're never good enough in a moral sense.
No.
Well, that's for another day. But when do you start playing for the church? And what church were you at?
FBC Kaufman.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. My family's still there.
Let's go.
We started going there, or my family did when I was born. So I mean, and they've been there ever since.
This Harbor is only your second church?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That I've been a member of. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's commit. That's beautiful.
Well, I mean, like, yeah.
You're not a church hopper.
Nah.
Except for you've been hopping back before between town and us, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I forgive.
We don't count it.
Yeah, we don't count that.
Playing in church though.
Yeah.
So me and my brother actually were in like it's not even a youth band. I don't even think he was in youth yet. Just like a small kids band. It's called Brothers Through Christ. So that was my first ever band. Oh no.
I love the
BTC.
creativity. BTC, brother.
That was our band name.
Through Christ.
Yeah.
Not in Christ.
Oh yeah, I guess both, but
But through Christ.
Yes.
That was the name.
Yes.
Brothers Through Christ.
Yeah.
Because it was like a group of you that wouldn't have been brothers otherwise.
Correct. Well, me and my brother.
Oh, you guys are brothers.
Technically, we were the only brothers. Actually, there's another set of brothers in there.
Oh,
so it's like a bunch of brothers. It was like me, my brother, and then another set of brothers, and then our piano player and our bass player weren't related at all, but
nice.
We were also just brothers.
Like brothers.
Yeah, but also brothers.
Bros.
Yeah, so that was like right after I started like, understanding drums. So yeah, I was like maybe 7 years old playing at like vacation Bible schools.
VBS?
Like, yeah, every year.
Yeah.
Just like getting into the church music.
So young.
7 years old.
And then, so Pots and Pans was like 3 years old?
Yeah, probably. Well, like my brother was older, so I just kind of did whatever he did, and if he wanted to do it, man, I was there.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And so you start playing, and did anyone teach you, or?
I remember taking lessons once, and my mom likes to tell this story. So like they signed me up for lessons. I go for like 2 or 3 lessons, and the guy's like, "He doesn't really need lessons." I'm not trying to hype myself up, but at that point, I had just like learned enough that like. You can only learn so much. Well, you can learn a lot of things from like talented people, but like in the beginner lesson stage, like you can only learn so much until you just don't like. There's a lot of things you figure out on your own, or like you kind of make your own.
That's really awesome of you.
Yeah.
But talk your talk on here, bro. Talk your talk, Micah. Beat your chest. Let's go. Micah's good. You're good. I love it.
I think so,
bro. We're blessed to have
for the Lord.
Good enough. Yeah, good enough. So you start playing, and then you jump into helping lead worship at your church. Yeah. And I think one of the cool things is that you came to Hawaii through the military, right? Mm-hmm. And being so young as you are, I think the thing that shocked everybody at Harbor wasn't your drumming. It was the fact that you were so young and wanted to be a part of a church.
Yeah.
Because that was not, you're young. When you got here, how old were you when you got here?
When I got here, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. I turned 19 like right after I graduated boot camp. So yeah, I was 19 when I got here. Yeah,
some of my youth kids were 19. I remember talking to you about this and saying, bro, you're different from our 19-year-olds in the youth group. Mm-hmm. And so you came in and you wanted to be a part of the church. And what was it that made you want to be a part of the church so young? Like meaning you come here. A lot of times when people come here young through the military, it's time to check out the island, explore. It's time to let's just have a good time, right? We're only here for 2-3 years. Let's make it a blast, right?
Yeah.
You didn't do that.
No. I mean, I definitely did my fair share of checking out the island, but coming out here with the military is a little different because you come out here by yourself. Mm-hmm. Even though I met some people in training school and actually got to come out here with them, maybe like 5 or 6 of us. There's just something different about a church family that you don't get from like just your friends. Yeah. So like me not having a family out here, getting plugged into the church was like the next best thing, if not, better than having your family back home. I mean,
it's not as good, but it's the next best thing.
It's like
it's
equal.
Okay. It's okay. We're brothers in Christ, brothers through Christ. Yeah. So you jump back in, you get plugged in, and what was one of the biggest adjustments for you coming out here to Hawaii?
Oh, coming from a pretty big church, that was definitely an adjustment. Like on the church side, and coming to even though Harbor Honolulu downtown isn't like small by any means.
Is our church small, Micah?
Why? Oh, absolutely. But like,
get out.
Canceled.
Yeah, get out.
It's just like Texas and churches in Texas are just a little bigger. Yeah, that was a big adjustment. Playing for like a big crowd. In like a really like nice new like brand newly built like right before I left a sanctuary, coming here and playing for less people, but finding a church, I think that's really what mattered.
Yeah. Is it your is drumming something that you always wanted to do? Is that something that you wanted to pursue outside of just playing at church, or Like, what was your goal? Like, you ever have any goals around drumming?
Oh gosh. I mean, I've always wanted to grow up and, be some kind of studio drummer or like play for like the Passion conferences, absolutely. But like starting out, my brother was the guitar player. So he needed a drummer. I just kind of got thrown. I wouldn't say thrown into it. I don't really remember ever choosing the drums, but I think they chose me.
The Lord chose you.
Yeah, he did.
And he said, "Take this little drummer
You
boy."
were the one.
Bro, you are the little drummer boy.
I'm the grown drummer man now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a grown drummer man. You came here as a little drummer boy,
Yeah.
but you're the big drummer man. Yeah, so coming here, adjustment from a big church, a lot of resources. What was it like? One of the things that always interests me about musicians when they come into the church is the church's primary role just as a musician, or especially churches like ours where it's smaller. You're used to like a certain level just because you're in a band.
Yeah.
Right. And what's the difference between how you play or your approach to playing in your band to playing on a Sunday morning regularly?
Yeah. So like playing, so I'm in a band, Rihanna Texans. We're like an alternative soul sort of mix. And we play like some venues out here, some bars. Playing for that is wildly different than playing at church. And to be honest, it's like it doesn't have the same fulfillment, which is, you would think it would be different, or you think it would be better, like the other way around. But I mean, I just feel like more fulfillment, like just playing for a church, even though it's small. We make it sound great, but even though it's small, like I just feel like you have more sense of a purpose. Playing for a congregation and worshiping God than you do just playing out in town.
What do you think that? Why do you think that is?
It's just the people you're surrounded with. Even though, like, I mean, I love my band to death. Like the people that I've met just playing music. There's just something different in the connection. Actually, Rihanna, the singer she's also a part of the church downtown. But
she's amazing, by the way.
Yeah, she can sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just different. Like the connection, the community you have, like with, like the people in the church. Like even though I'm leading worship, from the drums at church, I'm worshiping with people in the congregation too, and we have that like family connection, and that we're all like worshiping God together in the same room, and that's like extremely different than just playing for like not necessarily drunk people, but people that aren't there,
for the primary purpose of giving glory to God.
Yeah, right.
Right.
They're there for to please themselves and
yeah, or to enjoy. I don't want to say everyone there is there to please themselves, because some of our church people come and support.
Yeah, absolutely.
But maybe they are, and we got to talk to them about that. Well, Micah, maybe you're right on. I'm gonna talk to someone. Give me the list of people that have come into your gigs, and we'll talk to them about the fact that they're there just to please themselves.
Dude, you're throwing anyone under the bus.
Yeah. Give me the list. Give me the list. No, so so you're talking about just the fulfillment you get leading worship. Yeah. And so you pretty much have an understanding that, for you at least, you don't necessarily want to your heart seems to be playing in a church. Right? Yeah. Does that mean for you, like, your dream, you said you always want to play for Passion Conference or things like that, which is great. What do you do about those dreams?
Playing for,
like, you still have that goal, that dream?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What do I do with those like thoughts and dreams?
Yeah. Did they just get adjusted for you? Or?
They just now.
Just now.
No. I don't know. I definitely would love to, play for giant conferences someday. as long as it's for the right reason, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. I watched a documentary last night about Jason Isbell.
Who's that?
That's a country singer, songwriter, and just the struggles like people go through, just like writing music, traveling, touring.
Yeah.
Like you go see him in concert and it looks fantastic, but I would say most of the people that like play live music and are like big names, like they're really not satisfied. Like they're not, like they're just, addicts. And I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like for the most like part of like famous artists, like it's a struggle. Like it's a grind,
Yeah.
I don't feel like a lot of them, they're still looking for that thing that's going to fulfill them. And it's not,
Yeah.
playing that kind of stuff.
How did the rest of the adjustment just to Hawaii? Like, so you went to Kaufman, you had a church in Kaufman.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Kaufman. Yeah. Texas. Oh, the church?
The church.
First Baptist Church Kaufman.
First Baptist Church
Yeah.
Kaufman, right? Big church. You come over here. This is kind of the next church that you're involved in. What was that adjustment? What's the difference between, not just in size wise, but the difference in church culture being in Texas and then being in Hawaii?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, it's not as big as you think because, like, just the Christian aspect of things. Like, I made sure, like, my thoughts and beliefs lined up with Harbor Church and it's back home, even though it was like, I'm coming from a Baptist, but I feel like Harbor has, pretty much Baptist, like, most, like, thoughts and beliefs, I guess.
We're evangelical free, but
yeah.
But yeah,
it's very similar or similar enough for me, for the things that truly matter. What else? I would say like maybe some of the people, I guess, just being, I don't know. It's like a younger crew here, I guess. So that's like a good thing, and just a good thing for me, I guess. Just having more people around me to connect, like with, like younger, like you, even Matt is like super young, and I feel like I just connect with him on a different level than I do, like back home. Even though I'm like super close with my pastor back home, he's just like a little older, and I feel like the crowd, like we have a whole service just dedicated to like senior adults. Like we call it the old folk service. But anyway, yeah. Just like a different perspective on things. Yeah. Like is like really nice.
Interesting.
Just for like a younger guy.
Yeah. Was the adjustment just coming here through the military difficult for you at all? Just being in Hawaii?
Just the military. Absolutely. Almost a culture shock. Because, you're on an island. So, yeah, growing up in Texas, the majority of people are white, and you don't really realize it until you're not surrounded by a bunch of people that look just like you, and it definitely humbles you a lot. Yeah, yeah, that's something I definitely took for granted.
In what ways? Like what ways? What kind of things initially when you first
just
got
like how what we eat, what we do for fun. I mean, that's, well, yeah, but.
Don't knock what we eat.
Yeah, no, I love what you guys eat. I'm a huge fan.
Our two sides are two carbs.
Rice and
rice and mac salad. Yeah. That's it. If you put anything else in there,
you don't need anything else.
You don't need anything else. Stop that. Bit of protein. Yeah.
Yeah, the food definitely a big change, but I am a huge fan.
But you know what? I like your people too, and your food.
Yeah, we got some.
I mean, I'm down with some Raising Cane's. Some Raising Cane's. Let's go. Dip it in that sauce.
Yo.
Dippity. I like Zaxby's better though. Texas toast.
Hey, Zaxby's is good.
Praise the Lord for Texas toast.
Shout out Texas.
Who would have thought that you just take that slice of bread and you just cut it an inch instead of a half an inch?
Yeah, makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference. Throw some butter on that. Grill it. Yeah. Don't toast it.
Hey, what is it? Double butter on both sides.
Oh, for Raising Cane's?
Bob. Butter on both.
Butter on both. You get butter on both. You get butter on both.
It's worth the extra.
You go to Raising Cane's. I mean, this is if you want what I have. You gotta
experience greatness.
You gotta do what I do. Mm-hmm. You go to Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
You order.
Wait, box combo or Caniac? What are we feeling?
Get the box combo.
Yeah.
I mean, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect. We get the box combo. Mm. We're getting the sweet tea.
Oh, absolutely.
We're getting an extra sauce.
Yes.
We're stopping that coleslaw. It's not even good.
Shut it down.
Shut that coleslaw down.
I love coleslaw. There's not good.
There's not good. There's not good. And that's not hate. That's just the fact.
It's just true. Yeah.
You take that out. You add either, if you're a fry guy, get that.
Extra fries.
But then you're going to have to get an extra sauce to dip those fries in. You don't want to do that. You don't need 3 sauces. You just need 1 extra sauce. That's 2.
Yeah.
Instead of getting the extra fries, you get the extra toast.
Yeah.
Now, the toast is great on one side. Now, what happens? What happens when Uncle Bob...
When Uncle Bob comes in the picture.
Uncle Bob comes in, butter on both.
Butter on both of them shots.
Butter on both. All of a sudden, you have 4 angles of great toast.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
It is.
It changes the game. So Raising Cane's, I mean, I don't know why that don't come standard. They don't charge for Bob.
Yeah, why isn't it standard? Change it.
Because right now, think about it. Right now, there's an argument to be made. Mm-hmm. People are making this argument. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm team Raising Cane's all the way because that's all we got in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But there's an argument going around between Zaxby's and Raising Cane's.
Yeah. I've only had Zaxby's once.
What did you? Oh, dude, you said Zaxby's once. I thought you said something else, and I was like, oh, let's not talk about that. I don't want to hear that. So you had Zaxby's, not Zexby's. So you have Zaxby's, right?
Yeah. There's
an argument going around. Now, that argument would be null and void if they just Bob came standard.
It's likely.
Make Bob
standard.
Because
Zaxby does? They butter both sides, do they?
Dude, I don't even remember. I haven't had Zaxby since 2009.
We should get it shipped.
Yeah, Zaxby's. We are off track.
Wait, what are we talking about? I thought this was a Raising Cane's interview.
We are completely off track, my brother. I don't even know what we were talking about. Worship. Coming over. So food-wise.
Navy side. Oh, food-wise.
No, you said food-wise was one of the things, right? The second thing you said.
Sorry, we're foodies, you know.
Right, the second thing you said wasn't just the food, but it was...
the people.
The people.
Yeah.
What was different about the people? Bro, don't worry. Be honest, because you're out of here. You're out of here soon anyway, bro. Beat your chest, Micah.
I love the culture here. I mean, it's like super family oriented. So getting plugged into a church early and being a part of like the Samoan family is just like, that's a game changer. That's, yeah. I feel like, well, I don't want to say more loved, but I feel like so loved and just like oriented, even though like just some white guy that's only getting me here for 3 years. Like,
you're not just some white guy.
They didn't care. Like, you know,
you're a white guy that can drum.
I can drum.
You're not just some white guy. I'm going to reset my camera on that side because it doesn't record. But keep that train of thought, Micah. That's good.
It's not recording?
No, it is recording.
Oh.
But it only records up to 30 minutes. So,
okay. Gotta reset it.
Reset it. No, this is good, though. Okay, so I want to go back to that point.
Yeah.
Just getting connected to a family out here. For me, it's always been, like, I think when I first got involved with the church out in Hawaii, it was hard because we got a lot of local people, a lot of military families coming in, and sometimes it's hard because military families, you guys come in, and you guys are out in 3 years. You guys come in amazing. And I think this is something that the church can teach the rest of the island, I think.
Yeah.
You guys come in, but the church struggles with it too, where military people come in and they plug in. And after a while, though, after a lot of people that you love and care for, you build relationships with leave, dude, it does get hard.
Yeah.
So after a few years at the church, it was kind of hard. Like, do I really want to get close to people? Do I really want to get connected? Because military people will come in, especially the ones that like this isn't their first time.
Yeah.
This is like their third, fourth place. They already know, right?
Yeah.
So they'll jump in, get plugged in, and then towards the end, they're like, dude, we're gone. And they get to go on their way, right? And so it was hard at first, I think, for me, adjusting to that. And then kind of pulling back, like, oh, I don't know if I want to get connected. It didn't last long because like the spirit moves and the spirit like compels us to love anybody that comes to the church, right? Whether you're a believer or unbeliever, but especially if you're a believer. And so I started to see that something that my family does that you've experienced is instead what we do, I see my role as a pastor, as a part of the church, not even as a pastor or anything like that. But I don't know if you can tell, but my wife and I, we see our role as, we talk about this all the time. You know what? We know that people are going to come in and they're going to leave. And right now, local people are leaving the island too.
Yeah.
And so for other reasons, but our job, we see it as we're going to make it extremely hard for people when they leave.
Oh yeah.
Like my payback to you is I'm going to love you guys so hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to love you so much. I'm going to give so much. I'm going to show so much compassion, so much grace, so much support as much as I can. You're going to come in my home. You're going to get close. And when you leave, we both hurt. Yeah. Like we're both going to cry. I'm not just going to cry. You're going to cry. Because this is going to be the best community you've ever been a part of.
And it has.
And I think that's how that
you
kind
have
of like
succeeded.
good job. So that's kind of how we see it, just because like it's a way for us to stay, because we don't get a pass on showing hospitality just because people are coming in and leaving. Like meaning the church that stays here. And I think when that's what the church can teach people is, hey man, we show hospitality to everyone because Christ invited us in too. Christ showed us grace. Christ showed us mercy. And he knows that we're going to wander away. Like he knows our ups and downs. He knows our seasons. Jesus knows that there are going to be days that come when I don't pursue him like I should. And he still died on the cross for me. He still showed me grace. And so if I know that that's how much grace I've been shown, why can't I show that to people that are here for a season? And so that's my hope. You know, and I hope that you've been able to experience that too from us.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel so like just kind of like throwing myself out there just like a little bit. Like your family and like I know Lee's part of your family, but like Lee's family too. Just like taking me in was just like so huge because not only do I not have like a family out here, but just like a single guy out here. So it's like kind of like another step, like, yeah, just needing that like community, that church family, just to like be a part of. And yeah, you guys definitely took care of that.
Oh, praise God. One more thing I wanted to ask you is what advice would you give for somebody like new coming into the islands from the mainland, just in your position? What advice would you give them?
Dude, get plugged in. That's like the huge thing for me, I guess. Or that's one of like the things I'm most grateful for is just getting out of your comfort zone for one step, step into that door. I mean, at any church, really.
Yeah.
As long as it's a Harbor church. No, I'm just kidding. Just any church that meets your needs. Get a part of that community. Get in there and plug into people that are gonna love you like so well. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what would you say to the church? Like how can the church, like what encouragement would you give the church for somebody coming in your position?
Oh gosh.
Like the next Micah Polk.
Oh.
Except for he plays bass.
Yeah. And drums. Yeah, just love on them. Give them a chance. And love on them. Take them to get Leeward Drive-In.
Shout out Leeward Drive-In.
Shout out. Get that.
Leeward Drive-In or Raising Cane. We got to do the Lord's work. Leeward Drive.
Hey, next show we should do like a blind taste.
Bro, we'll eat on
Where's this local plate from?
We'll eat on the next show. Yeah, so that's good. I think encourage people. Encouraging them to get plugged in, and for the church, reach out and if you see somebody new, you don't know who they are, what they're going through, what their needs are, because I think one of the reasons you got connected so fast is like we had a need that you filled, right? But if that's all it was, and you're just
mutual.
playing the drums and that's it, man, that wouldn't have been loving to you or gracious to you. That would have been us using your gifts and talents, and that's not what the church is for, right? Which leads to my next question, I guess. How can the church support artists like you without not abusing them? But, you know, sometimes I feel like the artists have their talents and they have their gifts and they use them and the church gets what they need out of them. But how can the church better support musicians and artists and singers and things like that?
Oh, yeah. I feel like one thing Leah does really well is...
And Leah's your worship leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife.
Yeah. She understands that even though like I'm a younger guy, like I've been doing this a really long time. And she incorporates like my ideas and asks me for advice, which is just like what? Like I look up to you as my worship leader, but she asked me for advice like, hey, like how does this sound on this, like whatever, on this verse? Like how do we like this, or how do we want to play this differently? Just like utilizing the people that you have, and understanding that like not only are they making a difference, you know, on the worship team, but like maybe they have like a different insight, you know, on this. Like we built the drum enclosure at the church, and I felt like that just made a huge difference. Like it was a totally necessary thing.
That was your idea.
I feel like you were kind of on the fence about it. You were like, I don't know, like maybe we'll just like play softly, but yeah, just like little stuff like that. Just like trusting people.
Giving them a voice. Maybe giving musicians, so you're saying give the talent in the church a voice.
Yeah.
And trust that the Spirit is working just as much through them as he is through anybody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
But on your last day, if you don't find a drummer, bro, we're breaking that thing on your last day. You know, usually people get a lay in Hawaii. I will shatter that drum.
You're gonna get a lay of like plexiglass.
If we're not gonna have a drummer, I'm gonna grab a sledgehammer and right before your eyes on a Sunday morning, I'm gonna smash that drum booth in. You better find a drum.
Dude, me and Josh are gonna cry so
I'm gonna cry. Bro, I might cry when you leave.
I'm definitely gonna. There'll be some tears. They're gonna leave.
Are you drumming on your last Sunday? Or are you gonna try and chill?
So it's like end of August.
You gotta pack your stuff.
Oh well, yeah. I probably won't be able to play drums my last Sunday here, but we'll have the cajon. So like, well, unless we go drum shopping before I leave.
Maybe
like,
we should.
We'll just get like a church drum set. Before I take
If anybody wants to support our church drum set, let us know.
Hey, if you have a drum set and you're in Hawaii and you don't use it,
dude,
donate it to a great cause.
Dude, donate it.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive, man.
Drumming is a
dude.
hobby.
I think it's mutual. I think you've done you being so involved and just other families like the Moody's who are going to be leaving, and Clancy and things like that. You guys, I'm so blessed by you guys because you guys have made it hard to say bye to you. Like there's a part of us that feel, I know we talk about it behind your back, that we feel just really sad that you guys are leaving because you guys made it hard to say goodbye to you. It wasn't like you guys just came and just sat down and didn't do anything. You guys were an integral part of launching this church. I mean, for us, we didn't even know you were coming with us.
Yeah.
You tricked us. We were like, we're just going, saying bye to Micah. But dude, you came with us and answered the call, and that's been amazing.
Dude, I wouldn't have missed it. I wouldn't have. No way. Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not if I think too hard.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see you on the next one, man.
Well, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.